Hello and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me, taking some time out of your day to spend with me. I am Joy, Pink Girl Teaches, and I want to welcome everybody that is new to this channel. To all the new subscribers, welcome and thank you so much for choosing to be part of this community. And to everybody else that's coming back, it's great to have you here, and I appreciate you. So today we're going to be talking about the narcissist logic, and understand that, we know what the narcissist is, we know who they are and how they think, and don't go looking for logic. But let's get into the video. Have you ever just sat back and asked yourself why the narcissist could never see things from your point of view? It doesn't matter what was going on, what the matter at hand was. The narcissist always has a way to manipulate our words and also confuse things with their twisted way of thinking. But we have to remind ourselves who the narcissist is. They are master manipulators. They gaslight, they project, they use silent treatment and play victim, and then they come back and love bomb you, which is part of the insidious abuse cycle. They prop you up by behaving and fake caring to cause confusion and have you doubting yourself. And this is very strategic. They do this just to keep you further away from the truth. Whenever you call a narcissist out about their poor behavior and their treatment of you, they begin to shift the blame. Suddenly, all of their toxic behavior and problems are now your fault. It's your fault that this didn't happen. It's your fault why I'm mad at you. It's your fault that things fell through, even though it was their own laziness, even though it was their lack of commitment or dedication to whatever the matter at hand was. And what happens is you find yourself questioning your own recollection of events. You become uncertain about your ability to make decisions or even just to remember. It's almost like a fog is created. And this is how they trap you. They have you walking on eggshells, and you're wondering, where have they disappeared to? Because they do tend to have these disappearing acts. They go AWOL, absent without leave. And you ask, like, where are they this time? And sometimes, you get to the point where you're just like, okay, at least they're not here right now. But that's not normal behavior. Your partner doesn't just take off and go for days and weeks without talking to you. Or you find yourself asking, why are they ignoring me? All of these things are strategic. The narcissist does them for a reason. And you start to question and just wonder what it is that you need to do so that you can improve yourself and better accommodate their needs. Listen, you are already enough. It's the narcissist who is never going to be enough for you. So let's just stop for a moment. Nothing is ever enough for a narcissist. They have an insatiable appetite. And in case you have forgotten, I'm going to remind you just again that you are enough, and everything that you do or that you try to provide the narcissist with will never be enough, because at their core, they are not enough. So your happiness is always going to be your business, and the only happiness that you can control is yours. So if you think that you can love a narcissist into happiness, or you can do or provide certain things to make them happy, you can't. Happiness is that inside job, just like love is an inside job. Being able to trust starts with our ability to trust ourselves. So these are inside jobs, and you can't do that work to get the narcissist to that point. The emotional attachment that you have to a narcissist hurts because it's through the intermittent reinforcement of love bombing and devaluation, the attachment that causes has you using your emotions to think as opposed to using your logical thinking. And this is where we fall into the trap of trying to see things the narcissist's way, especially when we are not awake. We are still asleep on who they are. We haven't figured them out yet. And so we really are looking at things based on our emotions, and how we feel, how we would act when this person would never do any of those things. The truth is, logically, we just can't make sense of why they do the things that they do. We try to make sense on how they can treat somebody so poorly when you yourself would never do that. The truth is, you are not the narcissist, so you can't you can't make it make sense. And if you try, believe me, you will go crazy trying to make it make sense. You're better off just, cutting your losses. All their tactics are to keep you in the dark about who they really are. Because remember, exposure is the narcissist's greatest fear. So they want you in the dark so that they can maintain that power and control over you. Remember, the narcissist wants total domination over you, over your world, over your abilities, over your destiny, over just everything that pertains to you. And so, they're scared that if you were to know the truth from the beginning, you would never involve yourselves with them. And that's why they put on the fake persona. That's why they mirror you, so that you can find an attraction to them or find a connection that, traps us in these relationships. They don't think the same way that we do. And so, again, don't try to make sense of their logic. They believe that they are superior, and therefore they have to be in control of everything and everyone, and it's that thinking that is always their downfall. They are pathological liars, and they lack cognitive reflection skills, and this makes it easy for them to believe their own lies. And that's how they live in an alternate reality. They live in fantasy land. If you think about some of the stories that your ex-narcissist told you, and just the things that they would believe, or just the craziness that they are always on, it's all fantasy. None of it is real. Nothing is ever the narcissist's fault, and if anything goes wrong in their life, they can't be blamed for it. They will always find somebody to blame for it, even though a lot of the things that go wrong are consequences of how they treat people. And that they have a string of broken hearts behind them. And so naturally, they are going to encounter one consequence after another, but none of it is their fault. They are skillful at rewriting history so that it fits their narrative. It can never be what is actually transpired, but it has to be based on their narrative so that they can be the hero, so that they can be the victim, so that they're just blameless in all of it. Their narratives of events are only relevant as far as it pertains to satisfying their overall need. So emotional actions are essential to the narcissist, whether this is going to be an emotional whatever emotional response that they can provoke from you, whether it's positive or negative. They are very important to the narcissist because it feeds their ego. That's why you can find like a narcissist can bait you into an argument, and you may be angry and you're giving that negative energy, and they enjoy it. It feeds them the supply that they want. So it's never really about whether it's positive or negative. It doesn't matter. They want your attention. And another thing is that with a narcissist, rules never apply. They don't apply to them because they're self-entitled. So this is why they won't respect your court order. They won't respect child support payments. They don't even respect court, court orders, restraining orders, none of it. Because in their minds, they're above all of that. They are superior to those things. And that's why they constantly violate restraining orders, constantly don't follow up on child support. Or if they have that child support order, they want to work under the table. Or they'll want to twist things so that you're the one who ends up paying child support. They want things to work out, in their favor because, again, they feel like they're superior. But again, that's an illusion. They cannot relate to your feelings or experiences of things the same way that you do. And that's simply because these empty vessels lack empathy. And that's really the core of the narcissist, is the lack of empathy. But that's what limits them from being able to see things your way. That's why they are not able to, reason with society in general in a healthy manner, and as far as they're concerned, you have one job in the life of a narcissist, and that's to not mess up their life. And how crazy is that the crazy person is the one that actually feels like you shouldn't mess up their life. And that speaks so much to their, to the condition that they're in. When you mess up, you get punished for it. And that's through that silent treatment, gaslighting, projection, disappearing acts. However, the narcissist decides that, this is how you deserve to be punished, and one of the things that they hate that people do is make a demand on them. So as far as the narcissist, and that's again like putting boundaries, or just when we enforce our boundaries, they don't like that. Again, this can go back to the restraining orders. They hate those things. So narcissists they're really at war with reality. They are at war with what may seem logical to everybody else. They think in extremes. So you're either going to be all good or you're going to be all bad. And this is where their logic is wrapped up. If you can see on the screen, I have James 1 and verse 8 listed there. And what that says is that a double-sided man is unstable in all of his ways. This is the narcissist. He is a double-sided man. He has black and white thinking. There is no in-between areas. So in their eyes, you are either a success or you're a failure. They love you or they hate you. There is absolutely no middle ground. And it's in this black or white thinking that makes them where they can't be indifferent, actually. And they have that logic, out of sight, out of mind. So if they don't see you, they're comfortable love bombing somebody else. They're comfortable pursuing another relationship. And that's where we can begin to see the way that they are, or, how they are able to do the things that they do, because we can't have these multiple relationships that they have. But it's that double-sided mindness of theirs, in the narcissist's mind. And this is how they truly think of themselves. If they feel like to themselves, if the narcissist is saying to themselves, I'm not superior, what they're believing is I'm inferior. So it could, like for a normal person, for a regular person, it could say, I'm not superior, but I'm a great person. But to the narcissist is, if I'm not superior, I am inferior. If I am not rich, I am poor. If I am not successful, I am a failure. When the truth is, if you're not rich, you could have enough. That doesn't make you poor. If you're not rich, you could be getting by just fine. It doesn't make you poor again. But that's kind of how they think. And so for us, we can see the color in the world. We can see that there are different states of being. We can disagree. We can agree to disagree and still be at peace. We can, you can offend me and I will still care about you. And I don't see you as all bad simply because we are having a disagreement. But with a narcissist, it's all about extremes. It's either all in or all out. And they devalue themselves when they think about themselves like this. And so they are triggered when they experience like a feeling of, oh, I'm not superior right now because I'm not being honored the way that I want to be. And this is how they'll be thinking. And so that's when they begin to project that onto their victims. And that's how they are able to discard, to lie, and to have selective memory. It's nothing more than a coping mechanism to the narcissist. It reinforces the sense of good by demoralizing everybody else who does not think like them. And the sad part is that this is their intimate partners, this is their children, this is their co-workers. It doesn't matter who the person listening is. As long as the narcissist can be made or make themselves feel better, should I say, about their situation, about their internal dialogue, they will use anybody. There are no limits. And a lot of the times when we've come out of these relationships, we've personalized everything that we've experienced. And that's only natural because those are our experiences and their memories and all of those things. But begin to tell yourself that you didn't deserve this, and forgive yourself for the relationship with a narcissist, and recognize that there is nothing at all that you could have done that would have changed the way that they see themselves. It would mean total surrender on their part. And that's something that they just are not willing to do, because life as they've known it works for them. They're able to get what they want, even though they may put on a show, because believe me, it is a show. They're not as happy as they project. And this is not to make you feel pity for them or, pull back or loosen your boundaries or, none of those things. Because at the end of the day, you will always be a pawn in their lives, and you are too great of a person. You are too special. You're too valuable to degrade yourself and think that you deserve that. You deserve more than a narcissist with impaired logic. So if anything that I've said to you resonates with you, I invite you to hit subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I will see you in the next video. So until next time, take care of yourself and take care of each other.